All right. What's
What
up?
is up, guys?
We
Crazy
got
news that we just got.
we got a
Crazy
lot of
news.
news.
What is your initial thoughts, Lucas? Straight up.
So right off the bat, like I was pretty surprised by the Ngannou news today, but like it's pretty clear to me that the UFC is said either they're playing 4D chess and they had this ready to go for the announcement and they knew that this was going to happen, or Dana White made this up and is willing to pay each fighter on these new cards $1 million extra to show up. Either way, I don't give a fuck about the Francis Ngannou situation that much. Like, it is what it is. Like, to be honest, the way I sit on it is Francis is a bitch to deal with. I'm happy he's not in the UFC.
Fights
And in
once a year.
regards to the new card, I love the card. I think it's amazing. I'm happy that this pressed the UFC. You know, Francis leaving actually made the UFC up their game. And I also think that it's good for Francis got to win. The UFC got to win and Francis got to win. The PFL's the only loser. So that's the way I see the whole situation today.
Do you see they announced the main event and co-main for 292 too?
I did, but
Aljo
you
versus
know,
Sean, and
I'm
then Randy.
very I'm very sure that they paid Aljo an extra bag.
Oh, 100%. I think this was all planned with the Francis news, honestly,
Yeah,
just to get attention off Francis. And I think I actually disagree. I thought Francis lost in this situation. I think it was
you
very
thought he
stupid.
lost.
Yeah, bro, it's he's
He did
getting
not
8
lose,
mil
man.
he's getting
Francis
8 million
won big
guaranteed.
time.
Yeah, but you gotta realize he's getting 8 million guaranteed,
Yeah.
and then he's getting a large portion of the pay-per-view share, but the pay-per-views aren't gonna sell shit in PFL.
Well, no, that's true. But the fact is this: he would have gotten an 8 million guaranteed in the UFC, right? Maybe at best. But here's the difference:
Oh,
he can
yeah.
box. He can also get his opponent 2 million guaranteed, and on top of that, he has this higher up position in the PFL to where he can like stiff arm the PFL when he wants to make his own rules. And here's the biggest thing: let's just be real. If Francis was signed to the UFC and he lost to John Jones, the UFC would treat him like shit. They'd give him the toughest matchups. They'd try to boss him around. At the end of the day, that's how it works. It's okay for the UFC, but Francis Ngannou won for him. Like, for the fans that won't get to see Francis fight John Jones, of course, it sucks for us. But let's be honest, like, did you really want Francis in the UFC?
I mean,
People
he
like
would've he
the
fought
MMA guru
Jones.
is out here saying he wanted Francis. I don't want Francis in the UFC. Sure, don't get me wrong. I'd love him to fight John Jones. I'd love him to fight these other matchups like Sergey Pavlovich. But the way that he was running his career, the guy was going to fight twice every five decades, basically.
Mhm.
I'm happy he's gone, and I'm happy he got the bag. So as far as Francis is concerned, he felt disrespected by the UFC. He's getting his ass kissed by the PFL. That's a big win for him. And here's the thing: it's a big win for the PFL this week. It's a huge win for the UFC long term because
Yeah.
they don't have the headache that is Francis, and they
Mhm.
have John Jones, and they have this big card, and they're
Pavlovich,
not going to deal with Ngannou, which is great.
they also have Pavlovich, who's essentially the same
Yeah,
thing,
there you go. Great
and
replacement
but
who
who
doesn't
fights
care about all this
all the
bullshit.
time, and who fights
Pavlovich
all
is
the
from
time.
Russia, bro. He doesn't give a fuck about this
Yeah,
stuff.
and he's even scarier on I would argue.
He
But,
is because he's
anyways,
actually just down to fight.
and he doesn't t and Francis is, like, a very nice guy and all that stuff. Pavlovich just doesn't really speak English,
Yeah,
so it's a little bit, like, scarier anyways. But 291, I mean, this card is ridiculous. What was your, like, initial, like
I thought it was. I didn't think it was real. I thought it was legit, just made up.
yeah, so did I. I looked on Twitter when I first saw it, and I was just like, "All right,
I
this
honestly thought these matchups like have not been made, and here's what these matchups haven't been made, and like they're without a doubt going to be paying these fighters fuckloads of money to show up for that card because they pulled that out of their ass. But it's
I'm happy
amazing.
though. I'm real
I'm
happy.
happy too.
DP versus Poirier 2. It's gonna be a banger guarantee. Look, Jan versus Pereira, banger, absolute banger.
Amazing
Costa
card.
versus Iskar, whatever his name is.
Leskedov,
Yeah,
amazing.
that's gonna be a good matchup.
The only
Uh,
matchup I don't like is Ferguson, though.
that's still gonna be a
Ferguson
good
should be
fight.
behind bars, as far as I'm
Really?
concerned. I just made a whole video
Oh, I
about him, and
forgot
I
about
like him
that.
too. But the guy went out there and did a DUI. he should be behind bars as far as I'm concerned.
Oh,
And
I forgot
hey,
about that.
people need to keep the same energy with Nate Diaz getting into a fight on the street. You know, same shit goes for Tony. The guy should be locked up. I don't
I
I don't
forgot
want to
about
see
that.
Tony fight ever again, period. Besides the fact. But
I forgot about that actually, but
he's fighting
yeah,
Green, and I like
yeah,
Green, but
Bobby
Green's
Green.
gonna fuck him up. It's not even gonna
Yeah,
be fun to
it's
watch.
gonna be a good fight though, and then Holland versus Chiesa will be
I don't
interesting.
think it. I think that's gonna be a massacre. I think
What?
Tony Ferguson's gonna get massacred in there.
I mean, who
I
knows?
genuinely
Bobby
think
Green
this is
isn't
an
that
evil
good.
matchup. I really do.
You really
Green
think
is
so? But
dangerous.
Bobby Green is not that good.
He's not that good anymore
Wait,
because he's
Wonder Boy's on the
declining, but he's
prelims?
still good enough to kick Tony's ass. That's the difference.
Wonder Boy's on the prelims? Damn. But you
Wonderful.
but
And
I
Derek Lewis.
who's Derek Lewis fighting?
He's fighting someone on the prelims.
Where did they announce the prelims?
They did in the same video. Dana White just said, and this card, and this fight, and this fight. So he mentioned Wonderboy and Michelle, and he mentioned Derek Lewis and a Russian name. I don't know who.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I'm super excited though. I think, so I think Poirier will probably beat Gaethje, just early prediction. I think it'll be I think he's gonna beat him by decision, not finish this time. I think it'll be a bit closer, but he's still gonna like get the victory, maybe 3-2, 4-1, something like that. I think Pereira is actually gonna beat Jan. I don't know about you, but I think Pereira is gonna beat Jan.
I disagree.
I think I think this 205 change is gonna be gonna help him out a ton. And I think I don't think Jan will have the wrestling success that he did with Izzy, just because Pereira is a bit bigger. I mean, not a bit bigger, a
The
lot bigger.
difference
So I
though
think
is Izzy has good takedown defense. Pereira,
I don't
his
think Jan
takedown
is
defense
gonna
is okay.
shoot. I don't think Jan's gonna try to grapple. I think Jan's gonna try to strike with him. And I
I
think
think
the
Jan's gonna
leg.
knock him out.
I don't think so. I think Pereira
That's
may
my
knock out Jan straight up.
I mean,
Jan's getting
of
very old.
course that could happen. That definitely could happen. Like it's a very dangerous fight for both men.
It's gonna be striking though. It's not. He's not gonna do what he did to
But when
Izzy.
did Pereira fight last? He fought in April, right? April. So we have
Yeah, but dude,
let's just say May 6th or May 7th, whenever it was, May 7th, June 7th. The guy has 3 months after getting knocked out brutally cold. I don't like those chances at all. I think Jan is gonna knock him out. Jan is a good chin. I'm
he's
gonna
old
go with
though.
Jan. Really, like
By
he
knockout,
is the tough matchup for Pereira. He can grapple offensively. He can
he's got
check
good
leg
leg
kicks.
kicks.
And like, think about what Pereira does best to set you up. He kicks your legs. Jan Blachowicz, Pereira is a little bit, let's not act like the guy has a granite chin. And Jan Blachowicz
Yeah,
is able to find the chin, and he made Izzy with.
yeah,
I
but
think Jan is going to smoke him. To be
I
honest,
think
I
the
think he's
weight
going to
change
smoke
will
him.
really help Pereira's chin though. Yeah, I think as a pure
The difference is
boxer,
though,
Jan is not as
I
good.
don't think it's necessarily the chin because of the weight cut. I think that he's been fighting at 185 for so long and he hasn't been able to get KO'd like that. I think what it is he's taken a shitload of damage. He has that style where he doesn't have the best head movement. Like the guy gets hit
Mhm.
and Jan Blachowicz hits harder than Izzy. And Jan Blachowicz
Oh,
is
I mean, of
a
course he
guy that
does. He
I mean,
heavier
like,
though.
how are you going to recover from? Remember, we said Tai Tuivasa was going to get destroyed by Pavlovich. I feel like it's the same situation here.
But it is a different weight division though. Like he's gonna be more rehydrated, all that stuff, and so I don't know. And he's still this glory kickboxing 2 division champion.
Yeah,
he doesn't
he's
lose
the
that
best
ability.
striker Jan has ever fought for sure.
Yeah, so and I also think Jan's getting getting up there in age too. Like I know he hasn't shown much signs, but I mean we never know with Blachowicz. I mean, like he has the tough matchups against Glover, and then he'll have like a great matchup against a Magomed. Like he's like he could be inconsistent at times. And also you got to remember what's his name. Glover is in Pereira's corner, and Glover's already beaten Pereira. So I bet you he has some good advice and can coach him through something too. That's what we got to remember too. But Paulo Costa, I think Costa's going to lose, by the way.
I'm going to pick a Leskadov.
So am
I'm
I.
going to go with a
I think
Leskadov, and I'm going to go with a Leskadov by KO or submission or something. I feel like
you
he's going
think
to beat him
I
as
think it's
well.
going to be similar than what would have happened if Chimaev fought Costa. I
Just
think it's going
levels
to
on the
be
ground.
yeah, I
Or
think it's just going to be I think it's going to be a very similar fight, and I just think Costa's going to get fucked up truly. But this kind of sucks in a way, but it kind of Because like what now for Chimaev? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we thought this was gonna be Costa in Abu Dhabi, his next matchup, but like now does it mean he's staying in welterweight? Like I'm super confused. So what do you think this means for Chimaev?
Oh my God, this guy has a good point. Jan, it's a 3-rounder for Jan. I feel
Yeah,
like that's even better for him because remember, Jan Blachowicz has shown that he can fade a little bit. Pereira is a guy that likes to like
start slow.
break you down a little bit, whereas Jan's a fast starter.
Mhm.
Jan is as Jan pieced Izzy up first 2 rounds. Remember that he beat him in the first couple rounds, and Jan knocked out Reyes in the first round. First 2 rounds, he knocked out Corey Anderson in the first round. He, was able to destroy Glover Teixeira. Remember, I'm just kidding, but like, I honestly think that, yeah, I mean, dude, either way, bro, these fights are fucking amazing. Like, I honestly thank God that Francis left the UFC.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, the fight I'm most excited for on that thing is the Pereira one, though. Honestly,
Yes,
I'm s-
same. Way
more
more
even
excited
more
for
than
that.
Gaethje versus Poirier,
Yeah.
because like there's just so many questions that need to be asked about
Like
this
we've seen
matchup.
Gagey Poirier. We know where they're at. We know they're not going to be
It's
champ.
gonna
Like,
be a great fight. Like, don't
yeah,
get me
for
wrong.
sure. For sure.
It's just like it's like this Pereira thing is like, it's like someone's could really get knocked out. And I don't think that there's that threat as much in the Poirier Gaethje matchup.
Yeah.
And we've never seen this matchup before. We've never seen Pereira at 205, especially after getting knocked out so
Like he
recently,
could he could also still be a champ, and Jan could fight for a belt. Like, what if Jan fights Jamal? Like he could be a champ, bro. Same with Pereira.
What if
So like that's the
yeah.
thing with Dustin and Gagey. It's like we don't really see them as
Yeah,
champ
they're not gonna be
material.
champs, no. And this is
What do you think
giving
about the
Pereira
BMF belt thing?
it's fine. I don't have a
It's
problem with it,
fun. It's fun. It's whatever. I'm
I
not
mean,
pressed about it, but they're
they
not
need
BMFs, bro. I'm just gonna say it.
no, but they needed to make like a headliner. I bet you Jamal versus Yuri wasn't going to be available. They didn't want to do a women's main event, which I give them props for. A women's title fight to make it a main event, so I give them props for that. Honestly, I don't mind the BMF thing. They're not the BMFs, but like, I don't mind it. It's gonna be, it's whatever. It's just an excuse to put them on the main card, which I'm fine with. But yeah, no, I'm also excited for the Costa matchup. Truly, that's gonna be interesting too. Even though you don't like Ferguson, I don't like Ferguson either. I think he shouldn't fight again. I still think that's gonna be interesting fight. And then Holland always brings it, and then Wonder Boy on
I
the
think
prelims
Holland's gonna take a big L.
against Chiesa.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
I think
Chiesa's
Holland's about to take a massive L, bro.
no, dude.
Chiesa's a
I
big
think
guy.
Holland.
He's a big welterweight, and he even though he's not like taking guys' heads and necks in the first round with submissions, he's good on the ground. He submitted Magny. He's submitted RDA. Like he's got some really good submissions.
You want to know? Someone just reminded me. It's at altitude. It's in Utah.
Oh
What?
no,
What's gonna happen?
I
Like
don't
I
like
think
that at all.
Costa's fucked. By the way,
Costa's fucked.
Costa's fucked.
So screwed.
100%. I think Poirier and Gaethje are fucked. By the way,
Poirier
um,
and Gagey have good gas tanks though.
yeah,
On
but
the
dude, like they're gonna be swinging like crazy,
Yeah,
and
why
like,
did they want to do Utah? It doesn't make any sense because the gas tank situation is real. Like everyone
dude,
gasses out on those
Costa's
cards.
fucked. Dude,
I
Costa's
don't like
getting
that at all. I feel like the Utah thing kind of ruins it
yeah. I
because
mean,
like Jan
Pereira,
Blachowicz might gas out in the second round.
Pereira
You
can
know,
gas too. What do you mean?
I mean
Just
Pereira has a better gas tank, I think, on the like than Jan in a way. I feel like Pereira's
I don't
gas
know,
tank is a
bro.
little bit better.
I think it's gonna affect them equally, but in
I
terms
just
of
can't see Pereira 3 months after getting flatlined having a good fight with Jan. It's a
dude,
nightmare matchup for him.
it's different though. I mean, I just think it's different moving up the weight class. Like I don't think he gets slept by Izzy with that combination at 205. I generally don't think so. I think his chin was fucked from all those weight cuts completely.
I think he gets slept with that anywhere, honestly. I mean, the thing is,
So
his chin, he's gone through a lot of battles, man, in kickboxing.
so is Jan's taking a lot of damage too. I know he hasn't fought in a while, so it's a little bit different. But like,
But you know who I like? I like Gagey against Poirier.
what
I'm
because
leaning
of
toward
the
Gagey.
altitude?
Uh partly the altitude because I have seen Dustin Poirier slow down more than I've seen Gaethje slow down. I don't remember the last time I really saw Gaethje gas that hard. I mean, of course he slowed down in the Dustin fight, but
Khabib.
like, yeah, but that's Habib
Yeah, yeah.
grappling. It's just a little different. Dustin doesn't put on that kind of pressure. I feel like Justin Gaethje. I think he's underrated. I think Dustin's been taking steps down in competition. I think Justin's been fighting the better guys.
But we never know what Justin Gaethje we're gonna get though. That's the tricky thing. You know what I mean? Because like he's so like he could like put on an amazing performance like he did against Ferguson, and then put on like a shitty performance against Khabib. And then he could put on a
But the thing
great.
is, but Habib, you can't judge him with
Then
Habib
he
when
put on a
he's.
shitty performance against Oliveira too. You know
But
what I
my,
mean?
but,
Like
but that's what I'm trying to say. You can't judge Gagey on his losses to grapplers because they're presenting a different. They're
I
presenting
mean,
a
Charles ended up
takedown.
knocking him down, and then
But Charles also has the ability to get in Gagey's face, afford to get in his face, and not pay for it because if he gets knocked down, he can sit on his back, and Gagey's afraid to
I
go to
mean,
the
Poirier
ground.
doesn't get knocked down,
Poirier doesn't get knocked down,
and
but
we've
I'm
seen
just
it
trying.
before.
But I'm trying to say like Charles and Habib can walk Gagey down because like he ain't gonna follow them down there. You know what I mean? And I just think that the grapplers, Justin Gage has never looked terrible against a striker outside of his first couple fights, and I think he's gonna. I think he's
So
gonna
you think
beat
he's
Poirier.
improved more than Poirier since then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think Poirier hasn't really improved that much because
Okay.
Poirier looked. He looked sloppy against Chandler. I have to just say it. I have to put it out there. Poirier looked
Chandler
old.
fought a little bit smarter against Poirier than he did against
I mean,
Gaethje.
yeah, he did
You know what
fight
I
pretty
mean?
smart in the first round.
Yeah, in the second round
Second
also.
round, I mean, not yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, Gaethje could win. That was a close first fight. It was a very close first fight. I think there was like Gaethje got some points taken off too.
Yeah,
If
they're
I'm
all
not
34, by the
mistaken.
way. This is the same age.
Yeah, I mean, Gaethje could win. I'm trusting Poirier, I would say. But it can go either way. I'm excited for the matchup. I think it's gonna be a great matchup. I'm just happy that they're not making this a women's fight main event because that was the
Oh,
other option. It was gonna be Grasso versus Shevchenko. I'm telling you, it was either that or this. So I'm happy
I
that
don't
this is.
think they were ever gonna do that.
So what other
I feel
options
like
would they been?
I mean, like that should be a PFL prelim fight, to be
But what,
honest.
what what else? What else would have they done though if it wasn't
Well,
this?
well, I can't see the UFC doing two female main events in 1 year. I can't see
Oh,
them
also
doing.
Gaethje trains in Denver too. I just remembered.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with Gaethje there.
honestly, yeah, Gaethje may win actually. Someone said, and then Poirier trains in Florida, which is completely different. So honestly, yeah, maybe Gaethje actually. I'd maybe take Gaethje. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe Gaethje. I think he chops his legs down and then just like, maybe wins a decision. I don't think he finishes Poirier. I don't think that's gonna happen. But I think I'm honestly probably leaning towards Gaethje now that like
Yeah.
remember the altitude thing. But it could go either way. And I'm
But
still
I
taking
agree with you on the Yan and Pereira fight being just more
dude, I'm
interesting
taking
because like
Pereira.
they're just bigger guys, just higher level guys. Like I think we can both agree that this is honestly this is like one of the best matchups the UFC can make.
Pereira
Yan
versus
and yeah.
and this is a different matchup than Izzy versus Jan. Like it's not gonna they're not gonna grapple. It's just so much different. Like Izzy's so
He
much
might. If
smaller.
Jan is smart, he might shoot a takedown.
But dude, I
Why
don't think it's
wouldn't he? I mean, that's a better path to victory. It's an easier path to victory.
Izzy's smaller though. Izzy's like a lot smaller, like
But
weaker.
Pereira,
Like
but you saw Pereira on the ground.
yeah,
He
but
looked
dude, it's
terrible.
Jan's not a great grappler himself though. You know what I'm saying?
Offensively,
Like
he's all right. Offensively,
usually
not
no other than
defensively against
Adas,
Glover, but offensively, the guy's been able to do work.
only against Adesanya.
I mean, he's got himself a couple submissions. I don't remember over who, but he has a couple subs in the UFC.
I think they strike though. I really generally think they strike, and I think someone's getting knocked out. I generally think one of the two is going to get
I
knocked out. I
can't
think
see Jan getting KO'd though.
I could see it. I could
I
see
mean,
like
to be honest, if Pereira lands like a left hook, but the thing is, man, Jan is so hard to like hit clean. The last guy got knocked out by was Thiago Santos. He submitted, does he have any submissions? Yeah, he's got a submission over Devin Clark, and he's got a submission over Nikita Krylov.
oh, I mean the Krylov
So,
one's good.
but those were a while ago. I feel like Jan is just gonna I think Jan's
Leg
just gonna
kick him,
knock him
KO him.
out. Yeah,
He may, but I'm
because I
really
don't see I don't see a decision being like I feel
No,
like a
no,
decision
someone's
is
getting knocked
50-50
out.
here.
I just think that we're still forgetting. Like I know Pereira just got knocked out a couple months ago, but I just think this is different. Like I think that the weight class, like this is an easy weight cut for him, you know, like and dude, he's still a two division glory champion, bro. Like, you know, like he's still maybe the best striker in the UFC generally. And Jan's getting older. Like Jan's one of the most underrated strikers in the UFC. I would say he's top 10. But I think I think he's got it. I really think he's got it. I can see Jan gassing Pereira with the wrestling. I don't know. I think it's going to
But
be.
he got when's the last time you saw a guy get KO'd and bounce back 3 months later and not
I mean,
look
Pereira's
way
gotten
worse?
KO'd in kickboxing and, you know, and then's come
No, he
back.
hasn't.
He's
Pereira's not
got,
got
yeah,
KO'd.
he has in
He got
kickboxing.
KO'd in MMA, I think. But
In
I don't
kickboxing
know if
too.
wait, did he really?
Yeah, dude, for a couple times, I think.
No, there's no way he got
Look it
KO'd in
up. I'm
kickboxing.
telling you. Here, I'll show you. Granted, it wasn't as big of a KO as this, but Alex Pereira.
I don't think he's lost and got KO'd in kickboxing.
Pretty sure he did kickboxing.
No, I don't think so.
Look,
He got
all losses. Here, look.
wait, yeah, Artur Kishenko, but that wasn't like a KO.
Yeah, dude, he got flatlined here.
Where?
Oh.
In what fight? But that's a body shot, dude.
Yeah,
That's a body
no,
shot.
he
It's
didn't get
come on.
finished there.
That's the KO you're talking about. That's a body shot.
Also
dude.
also this. Wait, hold on. Wait, fuck. Wait, was this not? Oh, that was not the KO. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, dude. He's
Oh,
never
this
been
one, this
KO'd like.
Wait. Wait, is this not a KO?
Dude, he did not get KO'd, bro. I'm telling you. He's never been KO'd before Adesanya. He's gotten TKO'd, but he's never been KO'd. He got TKO'd by a body shot. I'm telling you, the last guy that got KO'd and came back 7 months later was Usman. He looked different. He looked tentative. Bobby Green looked the worst he's ever looked against Jared Gordon, and look at how he got KO'd a few months before that by Tuivasa looked shit after he got KO'd by Gon. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man, this turnaround is bad news. Like, I don't know if there's ever been a guy that's turned around this quickly after getting flatlined and have done well. I mean, is there anyone? How much time did Dustin take off after getting knocked out by
Johnson?
Yeah.
I'll look that up.
Dustin versus Johnson. That was in 2016. Let's see, Dustin Poirier record.
He came back like February. It happened in September, came back in February.
September, he came back February. He won against but that was against, Jim Miller. I mean, still though. That's an example, I guess, but Dustin
I'm
has
just
a great
counting on the I'm just counting on the
Dustin was young too. That's the difference. Pereira's not young.
Dude, I'm counting. I don't think he gets KO'd if it's not at 185. I generally don't. I think his chin was done.
But his chin was never like that. You saw him do the stanky leg against Adesanya in November.
Yeah, because at 185, I think his chin gets
the weight cut definitely makes a difference.
I think
but I ain't ever seen Pereira getting wobbled like that in kickboxing that often.
Aljamain Sterling versus Moraes. I think that was a while ago. Costa's gonna win now. Costa's not gonna win this fight. I'm telling you guys. Costa's gonna get fucked up. I want to look at that.
Costa's gonna take an L.
I want to look at that.
Hey, this opens up the gates for Hamzat and Usman, I guess.
Is it really, or is?
What else, dude? There ain't no way they're gonna do, bro. The fact that Aleskadov is gonna fight for the belt before Hamzat is crazy.
December to April for Moraes Aljo. So January.
Yeah, that's a while.
That's 4 months. No.
But who was his next fight?
It was against Brett Jones, who was undefeated at the time.
Yeah, but I feel like this is just a different ballpark because Aljo's a grappler. That's the difference. Like Pereira's striking.
Yeah,
I think
you may be
I
right,
think
but
our boy's getting KO'd, unfortunately.
dude, I really hope he wins. But Costa's gonna get destroyed. What's happening with Chimaev though? Like this is like one of the
He's
worst.
gonna
Like
fight the old man Usman. No one cares about. I think that's what's gonna
this
happen.
is one of
Honestly,
the
this is the
worst.
craziest part. Aleskadov beats Costa. He's arguably one fight away from a title. Hamzat Chimaev's team is fumbling him big time because by the time, dude, I guarantee you Aleskadov's going to fight Izzy before Costa even fights a Leon or gets a title shot. That's the biggest pathetic part of this because Aleskadov's going to have 2 wins in the UFC. He'll be fighting for the belt. Hamzat will still be bouncing off of a win over Usman, waiting out for another 6 months.
This Chimaev's this is the
Dude,
biggest.
you gotta jump ship. Hamzat's a nut. He's a head case at this point. It's just he's a new Paulo Costa in terms of not fighting.
Dude, if but what if Pereira? What if Whitaker beats what's his name? Drakus.
If Whitaker beats Dricus, he ain't gonna fight. He said no to Hamzat.
No, but what
Before.
about what if they don't want to make Izzy versus Whitaker 3?
Well, then my point is Hamzat's going to be booked with Usman, and then he's tangled up at 170, and then Whitaker's going to say he hasn't got to fight at 185, bro. I'm telling you, the Hamzat situation is like the worst it's ever been.
Dude, this is horrible, honestly. Like this is generally horrible. I don't understand it.
I jumped ship, dude. I'm no longer on the Hamzat train. Like my life is so stress free without caring about Hamzat at this point. He ain't fighting, dude. Like the guy is not fighting anymore.
He's just honestly an idiot. He's an idiot.
He's fumbled it big time, man.
And then his team fumbled the back because this guy could have been a 2-division champion easily.
Yeah, like man.
It's and now what's his name? The guy he knocked out is going to be the middleweight champion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Terrible.
Whitaker's beating Aleskadov.
No.
Dude, you're telling me Aleskadov without even seeing him more than like one time in the UFC.
He's for real, bro.
But how do you know if he beats Whitaker based on not?
I mean, I don't know yet. I was just kidding.
But we've seen Chimaev. Like, we can't say that, dude. Aleskadov is probably going to beat the bum Costa, but he ain't beating Whitaker.
The bum Costa. The bum Costa. Costa sucks. Yeah. But anyways, no, I mean, I'm super hyped for this card. Then Aljo versus Henry. No, fuck. Aljo. We talked so much about that now it's engraved in my head. Aljo versus Sean O'Malley, and then Wei Lee versus Lemos. To be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed that Wei Lee's not fighting. What's her name? What's her Yan, or is that her name? Yan?
Wait. Wei Lee's not fighting Lemos.
Yes, she is. That's the co-main event.
No, she's fighting Yan Jiaonan.
No, it's Lemos. Look.
Screw that, dude. I don't give a fuck about
Lemos.
Dude,
that's what I'm saying. Is they may just give her like a free win because Lemos is definitely worse, and then she'll just fight that. Well, as they like find like a time for the China date, and that like then they'll do the main event. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lemos. But I think they must have paid Aljamain Sterling a ton of money because like this is literally a 3-month turnaround after a 5-round fight with Cejudo. So
he's gonna have to start cutting soon. But I think it's fine. Like, I mean, let's be real. O'Malley,
this could maybe be better. This maybe could be better because I know he gained the initial blow up weight, but I think the weight will come off a little bit easier. You know what I mean? So maybe this could be.
But the thing is, though, he just had a really hard training camp for Cejudo, and I bet the Cejudo training camp is always going to be tougher than the O'Malley training camp, just because he's trying to take down a gold medalist, whereas O'Malley, you're trying to find like the finesse takedowns, like the clean takedowns, sneaky ones, not as hard on your body. But Cejudo, you're going to have to like grind for them. So in the training room, I could imagine it's so hard, and this might be good for O'Malley, but at the same time, like, how can we really bank on O'Malley to knock Aljo out and I think Aljo will take O'Malley down?
Aljo's for sure going to win. I think Aljo's going to win. I think he's going to submit him in the first round. It'll be interesting to see if they put Henry versus Merab on this card. I know that Merab is getting a opinion on his hand or something, so we won't know. I mean, we'll probably know next week or something. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen. But I do want to see Henry versus Merab at some point, though, because I generally think in
Henry
a
made a
3-rounder.
video. Henry made a video, right?
I
He made
saw
a
it. I
video.
saw it today.
Yeah, he's gonna be down. Merab's down for that. It's good legacy for him.
Merab hurt his hand though. He has to get an opinion. I know he said he's down, but
But Henry, he's not going to turn
Henry's down.
around in the next 3 months either.
Henry would be. I think Henry's down, but
who's he going to fight?
No, I think Henry would fight Merab.
Oh yeah.
I think Henry would fight him.
But I think that's also a good fight. I think. Listen, Henry.
I get Henry. I think Henry beats him in a 3-rounder. I think he beats Merab in a 3-rounder. I generally do, because I think Aljo's stronger than Merab. And I think if Henry, I don't think Merab takes down Henry in those situations where Aljo did. So I think Aljo, a lot of his takedowns came from from his strength, honestly. I think Henry wins. I do think Henry wins. And I think Aljo's more of a funky style.
Uh-huh.
So I think that, and is longer than Henry. So it made it just harder for him. So I generally, in a 3-rounder too, 5-rounder, I'd probably pick Merab, but I think in a 3-rounder, I'd pick Henry. And I think that's what the UFC should want. I think they should want Merab to lose to Henry, because Henry's a bigger name. Merab, won't fight Aljo. It's a head case over there.
Yeah. And if Cejudo wins, it's like, you don't have pressure to put him up against Aljo if Aljo beats O'Malley either. So, because they just fought.
Aljo can move up to 45. O'Malley, you can maybe put O'Malley against Sandhagen. Sandhagen's fighting
Umar.
We could talk about that.
I don't think that's official though. Not yet. It's not official as far as
I mean,
if it was, I guarantee you the UFC would have announced it today on their announcement.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Throw an extra fight on there. I don't believe that fight's gonna happen.
If that does happen, who do you have?
It's so hard for me to just say that Umar's gonna take Sandhagen down, because that's Sandhagen's weakness in the past, because Sandhagen's like improved so much, and he's also just, I mean, how could this man not be like one of the best bantamweights to ever do it skill wise? You know what I mean? Umar hasn't proved anything yet, but like the trajectory of his career is just looking like he's a future champ. So I feel like Umar beats him, but
I think Umar is going to win also.
But I want Sandhagen to beat him, and I think that if Sandhagen can keep it standing, I'm going to favor him to win, just because Umar's never faced anyone like that. He's good on the feet, but it's just it's one of those situations where like you look really amazing and your flashy stuff works, but Sandhagen's so hard to hit because he's just all over the place.
I do think what's his name, Umar, is going to win. I think he's not going to be able to strike with Sandhagen. He's going to have to take him down, and I think he does take him down. Like, I know Sandhagen's improved his takedown defense, but those Dagestanis are just different. You know what I mean? Their grappling is just different, and I think he's going to take him down. He will. And I honestly think Umar is going to be the next champion. I mean, a future champion for sure. They're fast tracking his career. What if he beats Sandhagen? Like, what if Henry, like, he could be champion at 26, maybe when he's 26. Like that's amazing.
Dude, as I said, man, and I said this, bro, Allah might be real. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, these Dagestanis,
Habib, Islam, Bilal, like, what is going on, man? They just keep
these guys. I mean, they just train. That's all they do. They train and pray. And if
to be fair, that actually is a combination for success. I understand that we're kind of messing about when we say that stuff, but like at the end of the day, like, these guys are here for a reason. Number one, they're like, I feel like that's an interesting topic in and of itself. I feel like the reason why these guys are so successful, and Bilal's a little different because he's from Chicago, but Umar, Islam, Habib, Ikram, Hamzat, it's because they're all like, again, this is like, it's part of their culture when they grow up. They don't go into like basketball the same way as Americans do, or partying. You know what I mean? Like, Americans, the sport you play in high school, like the cooler sports to play are basketball, football, things like that. Even like baseball is more popular than wrestling in regards to how many people play it. Or hockey. Yeah, there you go.
even
Yeah,
tennis.
but
You
in
know, like,
Dagestan, dude, these motherfuckers are not playing golf, you know, like they're not doing skiing and they're not really sure they might play basketball during the lunch break at school, but I don't really think they're pursuing it because who in the NBA is Dagestani, dude? You know what I
no.
mean? Like
Also, they're
it's
not
just
basketball. You have to
they're
be tall too.
yeah. And
That's another
like they
factor.
have all these guys to look up to that are boxing gold medalists and Olympic gold medalists, wrestling.
Khabib now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MMA fighters. So it's like these guys just they're straight into middle school. They're already wrestling and doing boxing, and it's just I honestly feel like the takeover is gonna happen. Like they're just too shit, dude. I may as
All
well
they do
move.
is all they do is pray and train. You can't beat that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
literally.
Like you're not gonna beat that.
Have you
Like,
seen the tape bit of him talking about Habib?
oh yeah, yeah. I
Where he's
mean,
like, pray Allah, like just over
Tate's
and over,
right. I
or
mean, like,
train Allah, train Allah.
I think like whoever, like if someone's very religious and they're likely whatever religion, they're likely not going to be partying as much or at all, and they'll and they're a fighter too. They're that's all they'll do. You know, train and pray. Like, and you can't beat that if those are your two focuses
You
only.
can't
You know
beat
what I
it.
mean? You're just not going to be able to. Like I bet you Charles, like, let's look at that Islam
The
Makhachev
only
Charles.
guy that could come close to Islam was Volk, and the reason why is number one, he's a special athlete in and of himself, but also Eugene Behrman has said Volk is the hardest worker he's ever met from anyone that's ever been a Western champion from the West. You know, he's right back in the gym. Like that's the only and Volk is different than these other guys too, based
Yeah.
on like his
And then
talent.
there's guys like John Jones, like who are just specimens. But
Jones
like
is his own. Jones is like
but
his own thing.
in
But
most
Jones, yeah,
cases,
yeah,
like in most cases, you're not going to be able to beat these guys. You know what I mean? Like you're
yeah.
just
Like
not going to.
Habib and Islam, they're not like 1 in a billion genetics. You know,
No, they just
where
work
Jones is
super
like
hard,
one in
and
a
they.
billion genetics for MMA, maybe because of his reach and his
And I
just.
think Volk is like there's guys like GSP Volk, you know, Silva,
But
like
they're not as gifted genetically as Habib. I mean, I'm sorry, as Jones.
yeah. But what I'm saying is like you the only guys who have a real chance of like beating these Dagestanis are those guys who are like the
Yeah, it's
all
like
time, like, you know, like
yeah,
freaks, you know, the GSP,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Jones, like the Volkanovski, like yeah, you
yeah.
like
Like literally, you
that?
can literally only name like four of them.
Yeah,
Like
Silva,
four
like,
or
you know what I
five.
mean? You
Even
know, like
Charles, who's from like the slums, like that shit. That
you
he
don't
ain't
think, like
special enough to do it.
you got like the thing about Charles, like he's partying, dude. Charles is for
Dude,
sure
Charles
partying.
goes out, he parties, hangs out with rappers, goes to the farm.
You know what I mean? Which is usually okay, but you're just
Cool, it's
not gonna
fine.
you're not
It's good
you're
enough
not
to
gonna
become a
beat a
UFC
guy.
champion.
You're not gonna beat a guy who's all he does is pray and train. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
literally.
And it's from the mountains and all that. Like,
Islam's never even talked to a girl, bro. That's the
yeah,
difference with these guys.
exactly.
They
Like,
literally
there's
they
no
don't even know what a
distraction.
woman is. I'm just
There's no
kidding.
distractions for them. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
literally.
they get rid of every distraction. Their life is training and praying. You're not gonna beat that unless you're like a specimen like John Jones. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
or like a
Jones is the one
GSP.
guy who can go out here
A
not
GSP
train.
maybe, a GSP too. Like
Yeah, but
these
GSP wasn't a guy like party animal like Jones.
yeah, but still you know, there's stories about GSP and the
No,
woman, you
I'm
know.
sure GSP was out there going to clubs sometimes for sure.
Yeah, but these guys don't party at all. So it's a little bit
Yeah.
different. So yeah, I mean you're not these guys are all going to take over at some point. Maybe not at heavyweight though because they're not as big, you know, but in the small lighter weight classes than 55, maybe 72, they're going to take over, you know what I mean? Like
Bro,
I'm
like
sure
now that I'm thinking about it, you really do have to be like either ultra disciplined from birth or just from like a really, really hard life, gritty background in order to really excel in MMA. Obviously, sometimes there are exceptions like
there's certain
Adesanya.
divisions that are also worse. You know what I mean? It depends
Oh yeah,
upon the
yeah. In the divisions that are worse, it's a little easier. But like, I
yeah.
mean, to be fair, Adesanya is an exception, but he's still
Adesanya is
genetically like,
special.
yeah, he is. He's tall. He's got a long reach. You know,
He can
Yoel
make some
Romero
moves.
was good, but he was
He was
from
made from a
Cuba
Cuban,
wrestling.
he was made from a lab, you know,
Yeah,
like it's a little
basically.
different. You know,
Whitaker's
Whitaker's
he seems
great,
like
but he's like, yeah,
a regular guy.
he's partying. You know what I mean? Like, but like, yeah, I think these guys are gonna take over. You know,
Do you think
like,
Hamzat's partying with Till these days
dude, he's
in
got to get rid
Dubai?
of Joe.
He's in
Dude, he's
Dubai,
got to.
bro.
I mean, in Dubai, they're not partying that way. I don't think. You know,
I haven't seen a peep from Darren Till in a while. I wonder where
dude,
he's at.
I hate that Chimaev's friends with Till. I genuinely hate it. You know,
That was the downfall, man. Ever since
I
he
could have
became friends with
sworn
Till,
that
he had a war
Chimaev.
with Burns.
I could be wrong, but I could have swore that Chimaev was more religious before he hung out with Till.
Same, bro. I
I
guarantee
could
you
have
he
sworn.
was.
Now he's following IG models. He's following
Is he
Tabitha
really?
Ritchie. He's following Tabitha Ritchie on Instagram.
Wow, dude. Yeah, Hamzat. I always knew Hamzat was not the same as Islam and Habib,
Like, you
bro.
think Islam Makhachev's following Tabitha Ritchie on
Hamzat's
Instagram?
basically like, he's even fucking less religious than Bilal.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Bilal is pretty
Bilal's not
religious.
following Tabitha Ritchie.
Yeah, I mean, like, goodness, Hamzat's basically out here going to Swedish clubs, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, but talk about some other guys. I mean, I wanted to talk a little bit about certain card that Superior versus Emmett. I want to talk a little bit about that card. I may be going to that card. I think I'm going to go with some
Bro,
Jackson.
I think
You
if
should
you're
come
gonna
up.
go
You
to a
should come
card,
up with
dude,
a card.
I think. Oh, if you're gonna go, I'd be down. Like, that'd
You
be
should
very
come.
fun.
Jacksonville's not that far.
But what I'm thinking is even better is if we go to a card, bro. Why not? Wait. What would be like a sick? I'm trying to think of a fight that would be like sick to see. I think fight nights, if anything, are the best though,
Yeah,
because it's
dude,
not
this is a fight night.
too
January.
overpriced. It's still like good fights. I'm kind of down.
Tickets aren't
Yeah, I
that
don't
bad.
want to see Volkanovski in person, and I also don't want to see. I feel like Jan and Pereira it would be better on TV. So I'll consider
Yeah.
it. I mean, I'll consider it. When is it?
June 24th, Jacksonville.
June 24th. I know that my girlfriend's mom is coming on like the 17th, so that would be a week later. If it's possible, then I'll be down.
I think that would be sick. Emmett versus
We
Superior.
would maybe like we could
Rebus
maybe
versus
go to
Barber
Florida for a weekend. We could get an Airbnb or that'd be great.
for sure. That'd be sick. Yeah, it's a good card. David Anama is on it too. Gabriel Santos. That's a good. Anama brings
Good
it.
fight.
Yeah, I mean it's a Gregory Rodriguez is on it too. There's just some pretty solid fights that it should be pretty interesting. It's not
Philip
too
Rowe,
expensive tickets.
Neil Magny.
Yeah,
I
Magny's not the
just
most
hate Neil
entertaining.
Magny.
Still.
I can't stand. I don't hate Neil Magny. I mean, like Neil Magny, in my opinion, is like the biggest, robot UFC fighter next to
He's just
Chase
smart.
Sherman and Parker Porter and those guys.
You know what? Actually, you know who I started really liking? I started really liking what's his name? What? Fuck. Why am I blanking on his name? Ian Gary. I really I think Ian Gary's so likable, especially now. Like I honestly believe in Ian Gary. I think he can potentially be a champion generally because I think this guy's work seems like he's got a ridiculous work ethic. He's improving each fight. And did you hear he's getting a one-way ticket to Brazil just to focus on his jiu-jitsu? Like those are the guys that are gonna be our champs, the guys who
I mean that'd be pretty cool.
He's a nice guy, he's got charisma.
I feel like the issue with Gary though is we have no idea what his takedown defense is like.
That is true, but
how do we know he's not Kevin Holland? Like we literally have no idea.
I think he's got a different work ethic. He's just got a crazy work ethic, I believe.
Could be the case.
I don't know. I mean, I also think that I think Shavkat will eventually move up too. I generally think Shavkat will move up too by the time Gary's champ.
Dude, this whole thing is just making me seem like Shavkat's gonna have had a rematch with Ikram, and this will be after a Whitaker trilogy before Chimaev ever fights for a belt.
Maybe they'll do Costa versus. You know what they may do? If Iskar, is that his name? If he beats Costa, they're gonna do Chimaev versus him in Abu Dhabi. Winner fights Izzy.
But like Ikram's only a big name. That's just. I mean, like I don't mind.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
That's what they're gonna do. Like that's for sure what they're gonna do, without a doubt.
The winner
But
faces
anyways,
Hamzat.
no, they're
But
gonna
the
do
issue, Jacob,
Chimaev
the issue,
versus.
Jacob, is if Hamzat Chimaev takes that risk, it's like, what if he's booked to fight Usman by the time that fight happens, and then it's like one of those guys signs
And then
another
he's
fight.
staying at welterweight, But I think the
I
winner
think
will
it's a
likely
huge
fight.
mistake for Hamzat to fight Usman. I really do.
Oh, I think he's setting himself back. I mean, I think if he's gonna fight at
Yeah,
170, he should fight for the belt, or nothing. You know what I mean? But I think the winner,
yeah.
I think the winner of Costa Iskram is gonna fight Chimaev at Ikram is gonna fight Chimaev at Abu Dhabi for sure. That's my prediction. I think the winner will fight Chimaev, and then the winner of that will fight for the belt. That's my
Yeah.
prediction. But you know what? I was rewatching Leon versus Usman today for whatever reason, and
Trilogy?
the last one, yeah, the trilogy. And dude, honestly, I mean, Leon is he's gonna fuck up Colby.
Yeah,
He's
dude, he's
really
gonna fuck
his
him up,
takedown
bro.
takedown defense was a lot better than I remembered. Like it was impressive. Like and you were right, honestly. I was kind of just saying like this Usman was just so much worse. I don't necessarily think that was true.
I think it's just Leon when
yeah,
he's not gassed with altitude is
I
great.
agree. Rewatching that, he wasn't as tentative as I remembered. His
Yeah,
striking just looked horrible compared to Leon. Like
yeah.
it generally like looked terrible compared to Leon, and I think he's gonna fuck Colby, dude. He's gonna kill. I think he finishes Colby. I think he finishes
I
Colby
think Leon's gonna finish him too. He's gonna step up big
within the
time.
first 3 rounds. I think in the first 3 rounds, because dude, Usman was like running into knees. He was getting hit by these uppercuts. He was getting hit by body kicks, head kicks. Like, dude, Colby is no match for that, and he's even more fucking like. He's more like he's more hittable than Usman.
Much more hittable.
He's much more hittable,
And he doesn't have the same chin either.
yeah, he's too smaller, and he doesn't have the threat of the power, either.
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone thinks Colby has a real chance of beating Leon.
Like the thing is, Colby
the
can gas guys out when he can like bully them up against the
if it's
fence.
his
I just
fight,
don't think
it
he
has
can
to
do
be his
that.
fight.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't see how he makes it his fight against. He's literally never fought anyone as good as Leon ever. And I know it's easy. What I mean is he's fought like extremely one-dimensional, like old school strikers like Masvidal, like Robbie Lawler. He's fought wrestlers
At
that
an
are
older
old.
age.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like Leon is in his prime, and he's one of the best strikers in the sport, and he has
He's
good
gonna
grappling. Like it's a nightmare for Colby's.
People are acting like Leon's this shitty grappler. Like,
yeah, I know.
It's crazy. They're
There's
acting like
so many narratives painted after the Usman 2 fight. It's like they're not true.
Dude, they're acting like Leon's just this crappy grappler, like that Colby's just gonna take him down every single time. Like, no, Colby's not big. Like he's a small guy for that weight class.
Colby's
Leon's
small fry,
big.
bro.
What?
He's a small fry, dude. Like he's a pipsqueak.
Dude, I was watching this old Embedded episode from a while ago, and Colby a week before the weigh-ins was like 178.
Yeah.
177. So he doesn't cut a lot of weight at all. And Leon's a big 70 pounder. Generally, he's a big 70 pounder. And this narrative that Colby's just going to be able to take him down, like, and just like smother him is crazy to me. Like, I think Colby, I'd be shocked if Colby gets out of the first 3 rounds. I think Colby's going to get finished within the first 3 rounds for sure. Maybe first round. I think Leon could maybe finish in first round. It's also just like Leon's literally, you're right. Leon's in his prime. Like he's literally right in his prime. Like 31 years old, has the confidence, tons of confidence after beating Usman twice. And then now Colby, who hasn't fought in a year and a half, it's gonna be a year and a half by the time they fight, I'm sure. Who's 36 years old or whatever, like this dude's not in his prime anymore, Like he's gonna have some ring rust, and Leon's just gonna fuck him up. I mean, I think he's just gonna. My prediction is that Leon drops him before he finishes him. I think he drops him at some point though. Like I know Colby fucked up Masvidal, but like Masvidal had his moments in that fight. He did have his moments,
He did. I rewatched it. Yeah, he did have moments there.
Remember when I told you that like a month ago, 2 months ago?
Masvidal, like I remember, it's the same exact thing that I remembered after the Usman and Edwards rematch. I had the same memory with Colby and Masvidal that like Usman, I said to myself before rewatching the fight, he bullied Edwards up against the fence. He outstruck him. He had his way with him. He was piecing him up. I thought the same thing about Colby. Colby bullied Masvidal, but like he won rounds, but it's not like he was washing him out. Like Masvidal
Oh,
was giving his own shots and making Colby deal with leg kicks and deal with jabs, and he was doing his good work too. It's just Colby
Masvidal didn't
did a
look
little bit
terrible.
more.
Masvidal did not
Colby
look
bullied him
terrible.
on the ground, but it was by no means like it was not like a mauling. There were not any really. There was max 110-8 round max.
There wasn't a 10-8 round.
I don't even know if there was. Yeah,
the last round is the only argument for a 10-8. Like the second round, you can make an argument.
yeah,
Masvidal won.
the last round. Like I feel like Burns beat Masvidal better.
Maybe, but what I'm saying is Colby could have lost his second round and he could have lost the fourth round where he got dropped. Those rounds you could have made an argument that Masvidal won. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was not like a mauling of Colby. Colby definitely won the fight, but it wasn't like a brutal, you know? And I think like you look at Leon compared to Masvidal and you're like, dude, like it's night and day. You know what I mean? It's a night and day difference. And if Masvidal's having his way on the striking with Colby, what is Leon gonna do? You know what
I mean,
Leon's
Leon's dealt with the best boxer in the UFC. He's dealt with the best wrestler in the UFC. You know, he's faced Nate Diaz. You know, I mean, Diaz is the monster of the division. Kamaru Usman is, you know, a good listen.
Amazing.
At the end of the day, like Leon doesn't have to fear knockout power. And I'm just going to say it, even though I joked about Diaz, even Nate Diaz has a better ability to knock you out than Colby. Let's be real.
Yeah, I agree. I for sure agree.
Because Diaz actually has good boxing.
Diaz got very good boxing. But the thing is, like, yeah, I think Colby, I think people have this all wrong. I really think people have the wrong narrative, you know, and I think that they're once again underestimating Usman, just like they underestimated Aljo, just like I underestimated Aljo. But and I want to know something. Colby Covington is no Henry Cejudo. Nah. That's the other thing. He's no Henry Cejudo
not at all.
You know, there are two champs who are just continue to be underrated going into every fight.
One thing that Colby is good at, and this is once he gets you down, he's very good. But I don't think he is able to keep Leon down like he was other guys.
Because Leon's got great jiu-jitsu too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know about great, but pretty good. I think Leon could maybe beat
my prediction, Leon knocks Colby down in round 2, either finishes him with ground and pound or goes for a sub. I think that Leon is going to knock him out TKO. I agree. I feel like it'll be round 2 or round 3. I think he's just going to brutalize the legs. He's going to beat up the body. And I just feel like he's going to put a lot of damage on Colby. And eventually, I think what he'll do is he'll just beat up the body, beat up the legs, and Colby will start defending down there, and it'll open up headshots, and Leon will.
I agree. I think Colby's going to get a lot of damage.
It's going to be like the Usman 1 fight, whereas instead of Colby being like just completely fucked up in the 5th, it'll be in the 3rd. That's what I think.
I think Colby's going to have a black eye. He's going to be, his legs are going to beat up. Yeah, completely.
Bedtime. What's good? O'Malley beats Aljo by robbery. Damn it. Oh my goodness, dude. Bedtime. Let's get some quick predictions on. Let's get some quick predictions on Alex Pereira, Jan Blachowicz. We're not going to tell you who we think, but we both have a prediction. We have different picks. I bet you have an inclining as to who I'm picking. And then, what's your pick for? We just heard your O'Malley pick, but what's your pick for Gaethje and Poirier? Because we both have the same pick on that. Jan KO's Toy Story. Yes, that's actually what I think. Jacob thinks Pereira.
I got Pereira.
Yeah. I think Jan's gonna not. And listen, I actually love both guys, so I'm not. I might make fun of Pereira for getting KO'd here and there, but like I am a Pereira fan. I think that Jan's gonna get him. But of course, Pereira could KO Jan. Like he could knock anyone out.
Oh, Gaethje decision. That's what we said.
Takes the retirement, dude. That's a great pick. I could definitely see Poirier putting his gloves down, shaking his head off, and saying like, "Man, you know, DC, you know, it just wasn't my night, DC. Dustin, you took your gloves off. What's the deal, man? What's the deal? You know, I'm just gonna have to go back to the family and think." That's what we're gonna hear from Dustin Poirier. He's gonna. Yeah. That's what we're gonna hear. And maybe Gaethje will go up to him and say, "You're gonna beat Islam. You're gonna beat Islam." Like, remember Poirier went up to Dan Hooker And this was before Dan Hooker, before he fought Poirier, he said he was going to take out Gaethje after. And after Poirier beat him, he went up to him with a smirk and said, "Oh, you're going to kick Gaethje's ass now? You're going to kick Gaethje's ass now?" Poirier is such a sore loser. I'm going to go with Gaethje by decision too. I think Gaethje's just going to – I think Poirier's maybe taking a step down in competition. Jan is the worst matchup Pereira can get. He should have tried to get Walker. I know, man.
He should have tried to get Walker, though.
But, like, here's what I think, Bedtime. This is what I think. I think that the UFC had this announcement either ready to go or Dana White said, fuck it, let's make these fights, and to hell to whether or not these fighters accepted, we'll just pay each of them $1 million extra. So that's what I think.
Yeah,
Jan will take him down. I think Jan could take him down too, but I think Jan knocks him out. Brutally king.
I think it's stage striking. You know,
only stunt. I'll be sad if Pereira loses. At least it's to Jan, though. If anyone beats Pereira, I'm fine with it being Jan, just because they're both some of my favorite fighters, and I'd hate to see either of them get KO'd. To be honest, I would hate to see Pereira get KO'd. I'd hate to see Jan get KO'd, but if I had to choose a guy that I would rather win, it'd be Pereira, just because Jan's fought for the title. He's won the title up there. He's defended it. Pereira just got KO'd out cold, and it'd be sad to see it twice. Gaethje actually has improved recently, whereas I feel Poirier hasn't declined, but has just kind of settled into who he is as a fighter. Yes, very well said. I don't think Poirier's gotten better. I think Gaethje's improved a lot. Gaethje seems more motivated. He had a chip on his shoulder against Fiziev. And Gaethje's head movement is really underrated, man. And he's developed that jab too. And I think that Dustin might go in there and I feel like Gaethje's going to be able to go in there and actually maybe finish Poirier, like maybe surprise everyone.
It's going to be it's in Salt Lake City also. So
that's the worst part. Yeah, it's in Salt Lake City. Everyone's going to gas.
It's going to benefit Gaethje though.
He trains in Denver. He trains in Colorado. There you go.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, so I was thinking about before we started this, like an hour or two ago. I was thinking like, okay, like who are the biggest threats to each champion? And you want to know something? So I was thinking about about the featherweight division. I was just casually like scrolling through YouTube, just some random. I actually want to see what Bedtime says before. Remember this prediction, bro. Pereira will be doing good and then get hit with a huge punch and get Bambi lights and get TKO badly when he tries to argue the stoppage, but it's clear.
Same way he got KO'd by Izzy.
I can see that. But
same way he got wobbled by Izzy in the first fight. Just
So what I think. So I was thinking about before we got on. I was thinking about who's the biggest threat to each champion in each division. And I was just looking on YouTube randomly. I don't remember. I was like scrolling down. I was literally thinking about the 45-pound division. And then I scroll, and right when I'm thinking about it, like I was like, who do I think is the biggest threat to Volk? I scroll down. I see a poster of Yair versus Volkanovski. Is that a sign or something?
What? Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
I was like, because I was thinking, I was just honestly thinking generally, like, who's the biggest threat to beating Volkanovski?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Yair can knock anyone out if he lands the right shot. But my thing is, who is he KO'd?
I mean,
Andre Feely,
Korean Zombie.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that was in Colorado too. And Korean Zombie, got hit with the stanky leg elbow. So, here's what I'm trying to say. He didn't KO Emmett. Emmett is a impoverished man's, poor man's, homeless man's Volkanovski. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like if he doesn't land that shot on little poor man Emmett, then he ain't going to do it to Volk.
Dude, every fight's different though.
But Emmett is literally Volkanovski on the feet, just 10,000 times worse. He's got the same build. He's got the same.
Emmett has more power. Emmett has more power.
Emmett has more power, yeah. But Volk has faster hands, and I think that's I'd rather go with the guy with. Let's be honest, dude. Yair's gonna get his ass handed to him, bro. Yair's gonna get destroyed. Okay, I ain't trying to be humble here.
Dude, imagine
he's gonna get fucked up, dude.
Someone clips that.
I'm not even gonna watch the fight. I'm just gonna make my reaction video.
Imagine someone
clips my immediate 50-45 reaction.
Dude, I mean, I think Volk is
after Whitaker fights Duplessis and Brandon fights Pantoja.
Dude, I mean, I think it's gonna. I mean, I think Volk's gonna win, but I mean, you never know with Yair. Like
That's
you
true.
generally never know. And I also rewatched the Bryce Mitchell versus Tapiria fight today, and so Tapiria looked amazing. But what I do have to say is he gets hit by head kicks a bunch. Like
Yeah.
that's something he needs to really figure out. I don't think he gets hit. Like, I don't think he's bad defense. I think he's got good head movement, stuff like that. But somehow he just gets hit by head kicks, Like, he got hit by the head kick with Jai Herbert. And then he got hit by a head kick against Bryce Mitchell. Granted, right after he got hit by the head kick, he was a little wobbly, but then he landed the uppercut, and I think he submitted him after that. But, yeah, I think Tapiria has to figure out, like, some better head kick defense. I don't think Emmett has the threat of the head kick like the other
Yeah.
guys. Maybe because Emmett fucking sucks, but still no. I think Tapira needs to figure out some head kick defense generally. Just sounds like a weird request, but
No, I understand. I understand that. I think that would
looks
be pretty good for him.
hopefully looks for that, but yeah, no, I mean Tapira looked amazing in that Mitchell fight though. That like rewatching it, he did look amazing, and he could be the biggest threat to Volkanovski.
When is the last time Emmett looked good? Like, that's my question. Like, I don't think I've ever, and I'm being honest.
I mean, Michael Johnson.
Yeah, but he was losing that fight. I remember watching that live. He was losing every round. It was like Michael Johnson was cruising to a decision, and Emmett just caught him. So, like, I don't actually think I've ever seen Josh Emmett look good, meaning where he's actually, like, winning a fight. I've never seen that. I don't have any recollection. He's the biggest fraud in the human history.
Do you think
he's a bigger fraud than any other sports fraud you can bring up?
Do you think Tapira sleeps him?
I think Tapira is going to knock him out. Yeah, that's my prediction. I think Tapira's – listen, I think that Emmett will definitely present like some real danger as he always does, but I just think he doesn't take damage well. That's the truth about Emmett. He gets injured, seriously hurt in all of his fights. He's old. All these injuries, like, it's not like you can just snap your fingers and get rid of what they've done to you in the past. So they're going to affect you in the future. And I just see Tapiria just being a little faster, being able to slip out of the way of some of Emmett's punches, not really having an issue with Emmett's jab, and just, kind of having his way with him on the feet. Every now and then he'll take a big shot, but because he'll be able to brace for the Emmett, like, he knows the weapon Emmett has is the right overhand right. That's it. It's like, when's the last time?
It'll be easy for Tapira to defend. It'll be easy for Tapira.
Emmett hasn't knocked a single guy out, and like since again Michael Johnson, that's the last guy he fumbled, and he fought Dan Ige, doesn't have a granite chin. He fought who did he beat? Calvin Kattar, tough for sure, but he didn't land any massive bombs on him, and he landed a good shot on Yair, but like, yeah, I feel like Tapira
is too good on defense for that. I think Tapira is gonna flatline KO him straight up, or maybe body. I think he maybe hits him with a liver shot.
A body shot, yes. Body shots are great.
Body shot KO. That's my prediction. First or second round, body shot KO.
But I do think that Tapiria, I think that his nightmare matchup, and I'm just gonna say it now, I think his nightmare matchup is Alex Caceres and Sadiq Youssef. Those are his problems. No, I'm just kidding. I think that his nightmare matchup is going to be Volk and Max. Those are the guys that I think are going to beat him. But
I mean, yeah. But I think he can take down Max. I think he can take down Max if he needs. I don't think Max is
not that big.
Yeah, but he's big. He fought at 155.
Yeah, but he's very short, and he's short, but he's smaller than Volk. Volk
has problems. Max, we know, has problem with these guys who are short and fast hands. The
issue though, Volk is not Ilya on the feet.
I mean, Ilya hits harder.
Yeah, but that's it.
But Ilya does
better.
Ilya does have very fast hands.
But he ain't no Volk, dude.
He throws he has more to it. Like
he's slow, bro. He's a slow poke. I gotta be
real.
No,
he is.
Okay, he's not slow, but he's not faster than Volk, and he's not even the second fastest or the third fastest guy in the division. I don't think.
He may. He also throws.
You think he's faster than Yair?
No, not Yair.
Okay, so your argument might be third or fourth. I'd say he's slower.
He hits harder than all these guys, and he's got very smooth combinations. Like he's got great combinations. He's got like it's kind of crazy to say. I think he has
You don't
more.
want to get hit with a Max Holloway right, dude. That Holloway right is
Who
a
wasn't knocked out with that right? Like,
I'm
you know what I mean?
just fucking around, dude.
Ilya will walk forward on Max and just fucking brutalize him. Like
But that's what everyone says
Ilya,
they're gonna do.
dude, but Ilya's different, bro. He's 13-0. Like what he did
Ilya's
to Bryce
good.
Mitchell
He
was
is. He's
literally.
very good. But I think Volk is. I honestly think Volk would break him.
I think Volk is his hardest
Hey,
test for sure, but I think he gets through. I think he can get through everyone else though. You
yeah,
know, like I think he fucks up Evloev, bro. After seeing that thing the other day or
yeah. I
the
think
other
he'd
week,
probably beat
he
Evloev.
fucks Evloev up.
But
He murders.
he's tricky though. It's
He
not like
fucks
Evloev's a walk
Arnold
in the
Allen
park.
up. He
Evloev's
fucks
a tougher
little.
fight than Emmett.
I mean, for sure, but he fucks up Mr. Arnold Allen who throws 6 punches around. He fucking
The
kills.
issue with Tapiri, and I'm just this is kind of what I keep running back to. I don't think he's a very smart fighter. Like he doesn't fight. He doesn't fight like he has like a great fight. He just kind of goes forward like a bull and just he reminds me of Justin Gaethje when Gaethje was young, who
But he's so
also
much
had
better
great
of a
grappling.
striker. He's a way better striker though.
I
He's
mean,
way
he's all
better
right.
combination. He's got crisp combinations,
Got good combos.
dude.
But I just feel like
mean,
what makes Papiria so dangerous in the long haul is that he's very well rounded and he's very dangerous everywhere.
he hits
But
hard.
as far
He
as
hits
his
hard.
IQ and his like ability to, sit out in range and pick you off and get out of the way of shots, like he has a style where he has to get hit with big shots in order to succeed.
I mean, all he's gotten wobbled by were head kicks. He slips punches. Like Tapira will slip a punch and go with it.
Yeah. I've got to say Turner got robbed of a 29.
Yeah, let's look at that. I want to see what I saw what's in it.
UFC Silva.
Turner got robbed. I got to rewatch. I haven't rewatched that fight. Whitaker easily. Yeah, Whitaker
got honestly, robbed. Yeah.
You don't want to know something.
I wouldn't say Turner got robbed just because
That's a weird
what was it? What was it? Was it the second round? I think he lost the second round, or which round did he win? UFC Silva. Remind me, because I have a depiction of a very close round. One of them was easily Turner's. I forget exactly which one it was. I've rewatched it and I remember saying that I could have gone either way, but
I think it was.
I think Gamrot was okay.
No, I think it was the first round was Turner.
First round was Turner. Then that means the second round was close and Turner landed a flash knockdown. But it was the second round. It was the second round. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't be upset with Gamrot getting it, but
that was a weird.
I would pick Turner. I heard Turner talking in an interview recently that he posted on his Instagram. He said that he really wants to fight Gamrot in a 5-rounder.
Wants that fight again?
I would pick him in a 5-rounder against Gamrot, without a doubt.
The 5-rounder is gonna be tough for him though.
But Turner did not look at all like he was tired. That's what I remember. I remember Gamrot, if anything.
Gamrot doesn't gas.
Yeah, but Gamrot doesn't hurt. That's the thing. Gamrot don't hurt nobody.
Dude, he's the Colby Covington of 55. That's literally
no. He's not even that good.
You don't think?
I'm not saying he's not great. I'm just saying Colby dominates people. Gamrot has never dominated anyone. He's submitted a couple of guys. He's never dominated anyone.
Scamrot. That's such a funny name.
Yeah, Scamrot. Scamrot is a great nickname.
You want to know a hot take? Call me biased or whatever. I think Whitaker beat Adesanya 49-46 in the second fight.
You think he won 4-3, 2-3?
I think he won 2-3, 4-5 straight up.
Arguably. There's an argument. But yeah, UFC Silva. I know he knocked him down twice. Like Gamrot is Scamrot is the best name at this point.
Also,
wait. UFC Silva. Are there any decisions? And this is what I'm wondering because you've been watching us for a while. You know our takes as well. Are there any like 3-rounders, 5-rounders that like we kind of all ride with and we're okay with because our favorite fighter won that you think is a robbery? Are there any hot take robberies you got?
Yeah, like, what are some hot take robberies?
You love breaking down fights, so I'd be interested in seeing if you got like a hot take recent robbery.
I think I want to rewatch that Aljo versus Henry fight. I want to rewatch it because at the moment I was like, all right, Aljo probably. It was a very close fight. So it was like,
Yeah, I haven't rewatched
I
it
want to
yet.
rewatch that because apparently a lot of people are saying that Henry like for sure lost rewatching
Yeah,
it.
that's what people are saying when they rewatch it. They think Henry
Yeah,
lost.
I want to see that. I want to see that. The O'Malley Yan fight, I rewatched
I
that
rewatched it. It
many
was
times.
close.
Dude, that could have, bro. I thought you still should have given it to Yan, but you should have given that to
I
Yan.
gave it to Jan upon rewatching.
Yeah, dude, Yan won the first and second rounds. No, oh wait, yeah, first and second round.
First round was close,
Yeah, but
but
dude, the
still gave
thing
it
about
to
the
Jan.
first round, the reason I give it to Yan is because he did take him down. When it's a really
And he
close,
dunked him. It wasn't like a regular
yeah, I
takedown.
mean,
He threw him
how
over
I
his
see
head.
it, takedowns is like if it's a close round striking, you look to stuff like takedowns,
Yeah.
I mean, like it was super close round striking, so like you look at the takedowns, and Jan was able to take him down, so I think O'Malley lost that fight straight up. I think that was a robbery. I mean, I don't know if it was a robbery. Like what was a blatant like robbery?
A
Like
blatant robbery is Arman Sarukian and Gamrot. Scamrot happens
dude,
to be in a lot of blatant robberies.
yeah, but Scamrot, it didn't seem like he got knocked.
Or Adesanya and Whitaker. That's a robbery.
Dude, Adesanya Whitaker too was one of the biggest robberies I've seen.
Yeah,
But nobody wants to admit that because of the commentary. That
yeah,
was the
exactly.
only reason why people like thought Izzy
The most high profile one is very obvious.
Well, Volkanovski. Oh, Patty Pimblett.
No, dude, it's the most high profile robbery ever. Come on.
Oh, Reyes.
Yeah. Reyes and Jones.
And then
That's
Johnny
a robbery. That's a
GSP.
highway robbery. That's a train robbery.
Johnny Hendricks versus GSP too.
Also. I mean, that's up there. But I think that that's a robbery, yeah.
And then Patty Pimblett. Those are the three biggest robberies in history, for sure.
But Jones and GSPs were like on a higher level, so it makes more of an impact.
Yeah, I mean, those were fucking.
And I'm gonna be real, dude. I'm gonna be real. Hey, Lucas and Jacob, my phone ran out of battery as you were asking me something. Yeah. So my question is, do you have any hot take robberies that, like, one of our favorite fighters? You kind of understand like who we like and all that. You have a hot take robbery or a fight, a 3-rounder, 5-rounder that you think was like low key, even though we were all happy with the result, like the guy that won really should have lost. And I also just wanted to say that, were there any robberies that I thought were that I was cool? Oh, Sanhagen and TJ was a bit of a robbery.
Oh, dude, one of the biggest robberies ever.
Yeah, like sure. TJ should not have won that.
Oh, bro,
Till versus Whitaker. I don't think Till won.
No, that was a close fight, but
close fight. 3-2. Whitaker edged it out.
But what else was a bad? I mean, I think the biggest I can think of is number one was Reyes versus Jones, or GSP versus Hendricks. It's one of the two. Like, I don't mind. They could be tied for one. Maybe I'd say GSP was a little bit bigger because dude, GSP's face was like fucking. Do you remember his face? Like his face was like fucking.
Sanhagen versus TJ was such a robbery. Yeah, it was. Aldo got robbed against Moraes. That was the fight right after Aldo. That was the fight right after Moraes lost to Cejudo too.
Romero versus Whitaker. I don't know.
Honestly, that I don't think that was a robbery. I actually think Whitaker won that shit.
That was even really close.
A draw maybe, but not I don't think it's a robbery.
Bisping versus Hendricks, no.
Henderson, that's up there in a lot of people's minds.
It was close.
Wells versus Smellsberger was the biggest robbery. That was a massive robbery. Yeah, Wells got dropped badly in 2 rounds. Terrible robbery.
I mean, I think Pimblett versus Gordon was also really.
Colby fans, Usman Colby won.
Dude.
They would say fake nut shot, fake body shot.
Fake jaw shot.
Mark Goddard. I've got a robbery hot take. Maia versus Masvidal. Oh, okay. 2 and 3 for Masvidal. A lot, some people think Masvidal won. That's a good win for Masvidal. That was when Masvidal was in his prime.
What else was a bad robbery? I'm trying to think. People, I mean,
has Conor ever got it? Some people thought Conor had robbed Diaz.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But dude, that was
fight. But I think that was just because, again, Connor lost some of the middle rounds, and it looked like the tide was
Yeah,
changing.
and also the second round was weird because
Didn't Connor win the fourth?
Yeah, no. So Connor won the first and
He
second
lost
rounds.
the third,
He
without a
lost the
doubt.
third and then won the
Won the
fourth
fourth and lost the fifth.
But the thing about that Connor, the second round is the thing that people have problems with. But people got to remember that. I mean, actually, I don't know if that's the
Phil
one.
versus Wonder Boy. Some people thought Wonder Boy won that.
But yeah, I think the second round. I mean, Connor dropped him twice. Diaz.
Yeah, I mean, Connor clearly won that.
Diaz stepped it up as the round went on, and that's when Connor was running away. But I don't have a problem with that. And round 4 was close, but still. Till versus Calvin, no, I don't think that was a bad robbery. Connor definitely won 1, 2, and 4. Yeah, I think so. I agree. But I don't know. I think the biggest robbery was Reyes and Jones, and then what's it called? Hendricks versus GSP. The Reyes versus Jones one was so.
Bro, it's honestly crazy how like a robbery can really ruin someone's life. Like, and I'm not saying Reyes would have beat Jones in a rematch, but at least he probably would have not gotten flatlined against Jones. He would have maybe lost a decision, and then maybe his career looks different. Like a robbery can really ruin someone. It really can.
It's crazy. Like
you can go from being like Aljo, maybe you get a weird championship belt, and next thing you know, you defend a few times, to a guy that gets KO'd 3 times in a row. Like it could really mess your career up. That's why we need better judges.
It's insane. I can't believe the Reyes Jones one. That was so obvious.
That ruined Reyes' life, to be honest.
Dude, that was so obvious that Jones lost that fight. Like that was literally like crazy. Like I don't even know how to. What was it? Volk versus Holloway 2? That was not a robbery. Like
that was Volk won the third round. It was a close fight, but Volk clearly lost the first 2, but he won the third. Man, he won the third, fourth, and the fifth.
Yeah, I thought Volk won that.
It's clear. It's not even one of those fights where like Holloway's leading in this round. It's like it's very clear cut. Volk won that fight.
On Jones fights in rounds, not different. Jones looked. Yeah, I don't think he looked great against Reyes. Volk won all 3 fights. I agree. Volk won all 3 fights. What was another robbery?
Well, I mean, clearly Volk and Islam.
Haha, come on. No, that was not a robbery.
UFC Silva, who do you think won Volk versus Islam? Give your fully unbiased take. I mean, not that that's going to be the deciding, but like I'm curious to see. Because I honestly think Volk won, but I'm not going to call it a robbery because Islam has a case for winning too. So I don't think it's a robbery is what I'm saying. I think Volk versus Holloway 2 is the most razor close decision, but I edge it to Volk. Yeah. I edge it to Volk.
Yeah.
Watching it live, the first reaction I ever had to that fight was Holloway is about to get his hand raised. That's what I thought. I was happy.
I also think Jan versus O'Malley was one of the close decisions too.
That was a close one. But even then, I was like convinced Jan, without a doubt, won. Volk and Islam is close. I scored 2, 4, and 1, 2, 4 for Islam, but I can give Volk 2 or 4. Okay.
You know what? I think the round for Volk, dude, I think the round that makes the most sense for Volk, other than the 5th round, is the 3rd round, in my opinion.
Third round, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Third and second and fourth. Dude, that's the crazy part, bro.
The fourth, no, bro. Dude, I think the second.
Sorry, man. I think it's the fourth,
dude.
Man.
I think bro.
Islam didn't do shit.
Dude, the third was where Islam cut his eye. With that elbow.
That was nothing to Volk. Look at Islam's face if you're going to go on damage after that.
That was the 5th round was where he got all the damage on his face.
Islam needed to hide himself for a whole month after that.
But dude, that fight was but I also think the reason you think that like Volk won was because you were so surprised. Like
I was definitely surprised. But like I remember texting you during the fight, like after the 3rd round, I was like, Volk won. Like, holy shit, that round. Then the 4th, I was like, what? You were like, no way. After I was like, what
are you saying? No, like the 3rd round, I was like, all right, okay, like maybe.
The 4th round, you were like, no way, dude. Come on.
Like, what are you saying? I was like, what? I'm like, like.
But I was like, bro, I'm telling you, man.
Volk won that round is where
I still think he did.
Dude, the
5th round
when you texted me that Volk won the 3rd round, I was like, okay, maybe he won that 3rd round. And then when he won the 4th round, I was like, what are you saying? And then you're like, Volk won that. I was like,
I'm telling you, the Volk Islam fight, even though he didn't win, like it still did wonders for his career because it's still to this day
Oh,
a
I mean,
big debate.
that
It's
helped
still
him.
a relevant fight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I mean, I wanted to talk about one more thing. Oh, I think Khabib, that was a robbery,
Yeah,
by the
that
way.
was a robbery.
That was a
Khabib should have
robbery.
taken an L there. He knew he had lost before he got his hand
Dude,
raised.
Khabib should have lost. That was a robbery for
He
sure.
was
That was
thanking his lucky stars. All right,
dude, bro.
let's get to the last topic because I'm gonna get
Dude, the
going
last
soon.
topic, I want to just, I mean, we have two options. I want like two options: best striker in each division, or a Jake Paul talk against Nate Diaz, and then like
Let's
a
do
K.
that. Let's do that next time. Let's do the best striker
All right,
each
let's do
division.
it. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, we have a
All
lot
right.
of time to play.
I'm gonna
Flyweight.
go with heavy flyweight. I gotta say it's Moreno. Like I know
You
that
think
people are
Moreno?
gonna sit here and say Cara France, or Manel,
No,
but like they haven't. I'm gonna say Moreno is clear.
Moreno. I agree with Moreno.
Bantamweight is where it gets tricky though.
O'Malley. I think
Who
O'Malley.
else is there?
It's O'Malley.
I'm gonna go Ricky Simone on this one. I like his overhand right. I like his jab. I think
Want
he's
to
a
know a
good
hot take one?
underrated.
A hot
No,
take?
no, no.
Sandhagen
I'll take Sandhagen.
or
No. I'll take Sandhagen or I'll go with Sandhagen.
a
I think
hot take
Sandhagen's
one.
striking is the most like if it was a stand-up only battle, Sandhagen would win more fights than anyone. He
Another
doesn't
hot
win them all, but he wins more fights than anyone.
most underrated striker in the division is Song Yadong.
Yeah, I agree.
Most underrated. You could make an argument that he's the best striker in that division. You
Yeah.
could generally make that argument.
I
but
think it's either Sandhagen or O'Malley.
I think it's O'Malley. I'm taking O'Malley. 45 Volk,
Volk,
right
yeah.
now. It'll be what's his name soon.
Yeah, dude. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Maybe someday for sure.
We'll see. Yeah, no.
I'd say it's
50.
Volk, and then number 2, I'd say Yair.
Yeah, I
And then
agree.
Max for sure, number 3.
5.
You know what? This is gonna come as a surprise. I think it's Islam.
Dude, I think I got Islam, bro. Islam or
I
Poirier?
think Islam's literally the best striker in that division, straight up.
Or Poirier. Islam or Poirier?
Poirier is good, man, but like, I don't know. I feel like he's about to lose to Gaethje. I like Islam. I like Islam.
I think Islam, bro, which is crazy to say. 170. Leon.
Yeah, that's an easy pick, honestly.
Leon.
Right
185, now. I think, is Chimaev.
You think Chimaev's the best striker at 185?
It's
all right. Yeah, I think it's pretty clearly right now it's Izzy, probably.
205 is Pereira.
But it's close, Izzy and Whitaker. I think Whitaker, again, look at how Whitaker beats people. Like, we can't just ignore that.
Yeah, but Izzy's
205, I think it's Jan. But we'll find out.
Pereira.
I think Jan's better than him.
I got Pereira.
Okay.
I'm going to say Pereira. And then I think heavyweight.
Light heavyweight, dude. Anthony.
That is light heavyweight.
Yeah, Anthony Smith.
Oh, yeah, totally. Heavyweight is Gone, right? Or Jones? Or Pavlovich.
Yeah, I'd say Pavlovich is the most, like, heavyweight's got to be just based on danger, so I'd say Pavlovich.
I think Pavlovich.
But I think Gane is like a better striker.
Yeah, I mean, pure striker, but like,
but Pavlovich is just, it's a heavyweight division. Like, you have to be dangerous to be the best striker anyway. So
I can't believe it's Islam in 55. That's like, it's crazy to think about.
He's really good, man. Like, look how amazing he. Like, I rewatched Charles's fights last week, and then I watched the Islam fight. And I was like, wow, like Charles looked so much better on the feet against Poirier and Gaethje. He looked like shit in front of Islam, and that's just Islam looking like.
Also, Islam looked great against Volk on the feet.
Yeah, then immediately after watching the Charles fight, I went to the Volk fight, and I was like, yeah, no wonder like Islam is that good on the feet.
Dude, Islam's amazing on the feet.
He's as I said, man, like amazing. That's why Volk is so good too, bro. They're both ahead of everyone.
Bro, like the thing about that fight, like Volk, Islam striking.
Remember, Volk was tiny, bro, compared to Islam. We have to always remember.
But the thing is, bro, like that fight, Islam and Volk, like it's like Islam was able to strike with the best striker in the world, and Volk was able to wrestle with like arguably the best wrestler in the world. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Like
it was.
both those guys are
That's why
probably
I feel like after watching Islam's recent fights, like I just can't see anyone taking him out.
no, I don't think so. I think he's gonna fuck up
Too good.
Dariush. He's gonna
He's
kill
so
Dariush.
good on. Yeah, I think he's gonna kill Dariush
Dude,
or Charles, whoever he fights next.
he imagine what he would do to Charles again. Charles's best chance.
He would do the exact same thing to him, bro.
Charles's best
Literally,
chance
it's a carbon copy fight.
Charles's best chance is on the ground, by the way, with Islam.
Yeah,
I generally believe so because I think on the feet,
Charles needs to like find a way to get on top.
Dude, Islam
or
is
just get the fight in that realm.
Dude,
Islam or Volk, I don't know. But anyway, I got to get going. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, so do I. But dude, thank you
bounce.
guys for watching and comment, like, subscribe, and until next time.